And good morning. Here we are, Saga Live morning routine show, day number 21. That means that we've officially been going for 3, not 2, not 1, but 3 weeks of this show, and we've only had 2 days off. So if you're joining me, I deeply appreciate it. And we're gonna have a lot of fun this morning. We're gonna be trying some new moves. But mostly the point of the routine is to keep it as a routine. But Dylan, why would you change up the moves? If it's a routine, isn't it supposed to be the same thing every day? To which I respond, sure. Sure, do the exact same thing every single day because I told you to.
Wendy says good morning.
Good morning, Wendy. You rock. Thank you for being here. How's the poison ivy? See, I remember things.
Becca says good morning.
Oh, good morning, Becca. It's lovely to see you again.
And Josh has jumped in.
And Josh, wow, people are just diving right into this thing. So who am I to tell you what to do with your mornings? Well, you're the ones that show up. So if I'm asked a question, I feel it's my obligation to provide some sort of answer. And real quick, I am going to make one adjustment to the set. Don't worry about it too much. Just throwing another panel over here to maybe block some reflections right behind the microphone. And we're back. Oh, wow. Okay. It's like our little family's all coming together. Let me start my cult. Kidding. Actually, I'm just trying to start the video, but of course, this thing loves to be as slow as possible. There we are. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. That's kind of been like the phrase in the world lately, hasn't it? Every day, something went wrong. Something went horribly wrong. And yet here we are, so hopefully something went right. Just start.
That's a positive, Wendy.
What did Wendy say?
Said poison ivy still sucks with slight improvement, but her Greek tragedy speech, she now knows what it's like to have her flesh burning, since she's pulled from that sense memory.
Wendy, you're a champion. I think I might need to capture that comment, screen capture it, and share it as like things heard in the SAGA community. It's beautiful. As always, please make sure to invite your friends and share this video on your timeline. I would actually love if everybody could, over the next 5 minutes, just share this one on your timeline. We are going to learn new moves today. I'm very excited about these new moves. They're moves that are designed to take your skill and strength levels up just a notch if you've been getting good at the previous ones. That doesn't mean you have to stop doing the previous ones. In fact, if you want to keep doing the old moves during the moves that I'm doing during the routine, you absolutely can. You just mute the video while I'm teaching and just wait for the next section and just stick around for the community. But if you want to learn some new stuff, it's going to be very kung fu-y because I feel like that's where my home is right now. And I want to invite you all into that. But please share, invite your friends. Let's get this thing going. I'm going to share this on my timeline. And of course, if you all want to check in and say hi, it's great to hear from you all. Day 21, we made it to 3 weeks. Time to learn some new techniques. Anybody want a peanut?
Aisha is back in.
Wish I could stay, but have to go to the pediatrician. Have a wonderful day and play with you all tomorrow. Thank you, Aisha. We'll make sure the video is up for you to look at when you want. All right. I am grateful for 3 weeks of awesome shows. I am grateful that they are not putting out parking tickets on cars right now in my neighborhood. No parking tickets. And I mean, there's more to that than just the financial. It's like, I have no anxiety about having to move my car every 6 hours anymore. And I'm finally thankful for, I don't know, Doom Eternal. I get to rip and tear every day. Rip and tear! Okay, right, I'm moving. Affirmation, I can be my best heroic self. And we're going to be working on defining what that means to you when we get to it. My daily habit is my morning routine. I did do it yesterday, although it wasn't necessarily in the morning. All right. And that's that for now. Yes, I changed my affirmation. I slimmed it down a bit. But right now, I need to affirm that I can actually take myself personally to a higher level. So sometimes I want my affirmation to be about how I'm going to affect the world, but right now I want my affirmation to be about how I'm going to affect me. I need to take my own personal conditioning up a notch. I think I've done my part over the last 3 weeks to start inspiring some smiles. And I think I am just smiling more. And I think I am offering that inspiration to everybody else. At least I feel that practiced. I've been putting in that work. And you have to sometimes affirm an affirmation. And with all that said, I still need these cards that are in this book. They're right here. We're going to go into everything today. We're going to go right back into the top-down check-in and flow. That will be one of the few things that absolutely does not change. Except it might get more intense. And then we're going to go right into our new technique tutorial, which will be our Kung Fu stance set. I'm going to change it up from Tai Chi, but don't worry, it'll still have that meditative quality. For now, start working on loosening up. I woke up super duper extra crunchy this morning, and Brett's really shaking his head because he knew I would say that to everybody, to our 10 people. I don't know how many people we have today. How many eyes of the Sauron do we have?
9 right now, but at some point we had like 13.
Oh, man.
11.
Those are like the people popping in being like, what? No, go away.
Or like we don't know who watch party or because it's really weird how this works.
Yeah, I mean, we could eventually switch this over to Twitch or something, but if I say that on Facebook Live, Facebook's going to find out that I'm saying things. All right, arms out, big, tiny circles.
And we have Penelope.
Hi, Penelope. I miss you.
Because you really are inspiring and helping others.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm trying my best here. And you guys are all inspiring me by showing up and doing this crazy thing with me every day. We've been getting some cool pictures from people, some cool videos. Josh just showed us his ninja knife throwing combo, which I'm freaking excited about.
Okay.
It was super cool. Like, I'm mad jealous. I used to try and do stuff like that all the time when I had a backyard to throw knives in. To the chest. Big matrixy sort of stuff. Again, why do I do it as the top-down check-in and flow? Because it's easy to remember. That's the whole point. Do I remember what I'm warming up? Well, if I go from here to here, it's not going to be too hard for me to remember. Might forget something, but I'm going to check as many of my bases as possible. All the way into the hips, pushing my feet into the ground, as I like to say, trying to stay rooted and connected while stretching. Back the other way. Again, it's going to be very rare that this part changes for me. With all the different things that I've shown in the different videos, it's up to you to decide what really works for your body. Try different things when you feel up to it. Stay with the same things when you feel like that's what you need. But really, it's up to what your body needs. Do some little sumo squats. Get those knees pushed forward. Do my deep knee bends. Do some knee circles.
Marco DeLauren Johnson.
Oh, hey! Good to see you, dude. That's Bam Johnson's kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a filmmaker too. He's made some cool stuff. Legend of Kung Funk.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. All right, into the ankles. Remember, I like to push into the ankle. All right, let's do some flow. So, first things first, I'm just gonna crawl.
And Matt is letting us jump in.
And even if I'm going just a short distance, I'm waking stuff up. Turning over. Turning back the other way. I just start treating myself kind of like an animal. Just imagining my environment and just navigating through it. You know, if I'm lucky enough and I have the space, I can do some rolls. Sprawl out, come together, step 1 foot out, start like breakdancing just a little bit. I love to go into my S-sit, throw my transitions, wake myself up by activating the hips to move the rest of the body. You've all seen all this before. At this point, you should just be improvising. Make this your morning jazz. Biomechanical morning jazz. If you want, you get up, shadow box a bit, throw some kicks, feel that range of motion. And get your head on straight too, you know? Maybe I want to feel like I'm in a fight. Maybe some mornings, I just gotta win that epic boss battle and just feel really good about myself. Play that Final Fantasy theme. Da 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 da. You owe that to yourself. You know it works for you. You know there's a reason why it's part of our cultural mimetic thing is that we believe in the victory music. Give yourself some every once in a while. You're doing good. All right, moving on to our technique tutorial. Now we're going to start exploring Shaolin Long Fist Kung Fu as I learned from my teacher, Fundi John Weeks, as he learned from his teachers. This stance set is relatively simple, and in some ways, it's almost more like a Chinese Qigong set in a sense, that it's not necessarily internal, but it can be. So don't look at this as necessarily the yang to the yin to the yin. Okay, those are words I should know. Don't look at it as necessarily as the yang to the yin of the Tai Chi that we do. This is just another chance for you to explore and express that full body connection and awareness with different structures. One of the main differences between this set and the previous set that we did is that these structures are going to be much more about flexibility, range of motion, and they're going to have a slightly more explosive quality than the Tai Chi set that we just did. So here we go. I'm going to do my best to teach this one. It's been a while, but I did try and practice a bit on my own. I'm going to start with our feet together-ish. I don't have to be totally together. Fingertips by the sides. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to breathe in, up the body, from the dantian to the lungs, breathing out. Trace the waist. Then my thumbs are touching my kidneys. I'm going to breathe in and raise them up. And then push them down. From here, I'm going to activate my feet. Toes go out, heels go out, toes go forward. So we're not going to shoot them out to the sides. You're going to shoot them into parallels. From here, I'm going to go into walking the mountain. My hands come up in front of me. And I sit low. This is horse stance. Mabu. Or Ma-bu, depends on.
All right, let's jump back in.
Hey, Anthony, good to have you here. Let's do some Kung Fu, bro. Now, holding this horse stance is very important. You want to try and have your back as straight as possible. Your pelvis should be tilted in slightly. You don't want your butt out. So if it's harder for you to go low and have this in, try and find that happy place where it's in just a little bit. Your back is kind of straight and you're as low as you can get. And as you go through it, you're going to find that you can get lower and lower and lower. So I'm going to just check the video real quick to see where I'm at. Depends on how you walk them out, and I remember it with my fists together. Good, and relax. So before we move forward, we're going to walk through that technique one more time from the top, just so that everybody gets a quick refresher. But essentially, you're standing upright and then you're sitting into your horse stance. From the top, breathe in, breathe out, trace the waist, breathe in, up into the back, breathe out. Feet, toes, feet, heels, toes, forward as best as you can. If they got to point out a little bit, that's okay. Sink down, fists point towards each other. And again, try and make sure you're not raising your shoulders or crunching your chest. Try and have that open back, that open chest, that pulled back that we try and have in Kung Fu to maintain that back alignment. And you're really just going to sit here for a while. I mean, the goal with my teacher when he earned his black sash apparently was to sit here for 90 minutes. Have fun with that.
Wendy, are you referring to Dylan or are you referring to the music?
Uh-oh. What, is it the audio?
She said it sounds a little quiet today.
I could talk a little bit louder. Sorry. And relax. Is it the music or is it the sound? The microphone is plugged in, correct?
At least on this end.
I will just try and talk a little bit louder, Wendy. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so let's just sit back into that horse stance. We don't have to go through the set all the time. We're now going to go into what we refer to as bow and arrow. So to get into the first side of it, because it's a two-sided stance now, I'm going to shift to the right, filling this leg. Hands are here. I'm going to slightly step out to the left, push through my rear leg to turn my hip, and then open up my hands. So this is where the bow and arrow shape really comes from. It's this pull. And you don't want to think about it just as a punch. You want to think about pulling and punching at the same time. My hips should be aligned forward. My heels should both be on the ground, and I should be firing the back of this leg straight to create some energy. Someone should be able to stand on this leg. From here, I'm going to turn. This fist is going to come to this hip, sink back down into a horse stance, shift back the other way, turn this foot, fire the opposite bow and arrow. Now, you could lean forward, or you can hold yourself straight up. There's stylistic differences. I was taught to hold my back up and look through my fist. And this should be in the corner of my eye. All right, and one more time. From horse stance, I'm just going to move right into bow and arrow. And I'll try and move my fist out of my face so that I can see what I look like for you all. From horse stance, shift to the right, step out slightly, so turn the heels and toes up, pull yourself over and extend that bow and arrow. And this is like the cover of like most Jet Li movies. You might go a little bit deeper than me. Roll back, shift to your hip and lower. If you're able to, you can just stay low the whole time for the most part. Shift to the left, switch the foot over, punch out to the right. And again, notice my waist is pointed in this direction. I'm not like this. I need to get this muscle, this hip flexor stretched. This is going to open you up a lot. We'll probably end it there for today, but I just want to make it very clear. If you can't match my shape just yet, that's all right. If your horse stance is here, that's great. Just try and hold it. Trust me, it's going to suck. If your bow and arrow is here and you have a little bit of bend, just start training yourself to push through the legs, push through the hips, and hold that upper body tight. Yes?
You're pretty, they just said like, just shout it out.
Shout it out. I'll just move the microphone closer.
Yeah, well.
Back. Do you all hear that?
Well, if you heard that, then it's the mic.
The mic might not be in today.
Yeah, we'll check it. Sorry about that, guys. We'll check it after the show.
Does that sound a little bit better? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Just let us know throughout the process.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
And good morning, Jason.
Oh, hey, Jason. We're going to teach you some Kung Fu today, my man. Some anti-zombie Kung Fu.
And Anthony has a painful stress in the back. Okay, it is. So
it's better now,
so
okay.
The
mic just had to be closer. So, one last time, I'll break down the whole bit of the form as we have it right now. We're just doing 3 moves. We're doing the opening, we're doing the horse stance, and we're doing the bow and arrow stance on both sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. Trace the waist. Breathe in through the back. Breathe down and out. Let the energy go down. Toes, heels, toes. Toes are now forward in parallel. As you sink down, fists come together. Shift to one side. Raise the toes on the left foot. Pull yourself across. Fire the bow and arrow. Shift back. Hand comes to hip. Lower. Shift to the other side. Foot comes up. Pull yourself over. Fire that other bow and arrow. You should feel pretty cool with this shape. There's a lot of benefit to training this. The whole point of long fist Kung Fu, in my opinion anyways, is to be able to recruit the entire range of your limbs, your body, the full twisting and coiling, and being able to deliver that whole body hit over a long distance, hence long fist. I'm going to turn a little bit more to the camera. So we're going to wrap up the form with that today. Now here's one of the tricks. You should practice that between now and the next morning routine. When you practice it, now start challenging yourself to hold the positions. So these are held postures more than the Tai Chi moves, which were kind of flowing postures. After the transition, you need to hold the posture to start anywhere between 20 seconds to 1 minute. If you want to set a timer, you absolutely can. If you want to just have a clock by the side of the wall or something, you absolutely can. But you want to start training your brain to hold these postures. Think of this as like, well, it's Shaolin yoga in a sense. It's just standing up. Relax, but stay active. Pay attention to the tension. If you're injured, pay attention to what hurts. Go light into that area and learn to relax through it. Don't aggravate the injury. Focus on your breath work. I can promise you from personal experience, that is going to help you adapt and stay strong even during times of potential injury. So enjoy that, and we're going to move on. Now we're going into our community question of the day. Today's is pretty simple. And again, no one needs to answer this until the end of the morning routine workout. But I'm going to provide the question now so that you can think about it. And again, easy one today. What is a word you would like, or you already do, what is a word you would like to use to describe yourself positively? What's part of your positive self-talk? What's something that you might have heard someone say is a quality about you that you agreed with, and you're like, yeah, I want to keep this as part of my identity in a good way. I'm sure many of us say negative things about ourselves all the time. I'm fat. I am lazy. I am tired. I am stressed. I am anxious. I am mentally deficient. I am mentally ill. Those are literally all things that I've said about myself. And positive self-talk is clearly like a pop psychology thing, but it's also a little bit necessary. And there's a difference between being positive about yourself and being arrogant. You can establish that you have good qualities. You can be proud of yourself in certain ways. You should also be wary of that and cautious of going into arrogance. And, you know, to be transparent, it's not like I'm some life coach super guru guy. This is just like communication. Brad and I were talking about this is like communications 101. If you had to go and establish yourself to a room of other people, you should probably have a positive quality in your back pocket that you associate yourself with. And not feel attached to it, but not feel burdened by it. And definitely not feel like you are not worthy of it. If you're here, if you're doing this routine, chances are you at least can say that you're dedicated to growing. And that's not exactly one word, but a word or a statement. What is a word or a statement you would like to use, maybe you haven't even said it before, maybe you already do, you would like to use to describe yourself positively? When we get to the end of this video, we will read through the comments and we will share just a little bit of positive stuff for each other. Because why the heck not? You got up this early, you deserve a cookie. See? I'm not taking this seriously. But let's have a good conversation. Let's feel good about ourselves. No reason not to. I'm happy you're here. I'm seeing the comments and I'm super grateful. All right. Yes?
Yeah, so they said it sounds
a bit better.
Yeah.
A bit. I just can't vary over system.
Penelope said it can vary over.
There are cookies. There might be cookies. I don't control the cookies. Y'all want to send me cookies. You can either Venmo us or send us cookies. It's one thing or the other, folks. It's one thing or the other. But I can promise you I'll get in my best heroic shape better if I can buy more protein powder and eat all the cookies.
Now they all want cookies.
Oh my goodness, guys. Earn your cookies. Put that cookie down. Let's earn the cookies. Let's earn it with our planks. Today we're going to change up the planks a bit. Now, again, you are more than welcome to do your own thing. I'm actually going to set the timer for 35 seconds because I haven't done this before. I've never done this before. This is going to be the first time I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my same number of sets, but I'm going to do side planks because I really want to start working on trimming out that side and focusing on a little single arm strength for this exercise. If you want to follow along with me, you absolutely can. If you want to go back to doing the other plank or you have that other hold that you like to do, by all means, that's what you should be doing. We're going to talk about a progression. You can either do your side plank from the elbow or you can do it from the hand. I'm probably going to start with the hand. If I end up getting tired, I might go down to the elbow. Again, I haven't done this before, so you all get to start this journey with me. I'm going to flop over this way and start on my left because I am left-handed. Here we go. Now, if I'm doing it with both arms, I want to try and keep that arm under my socket. I'm already losing my balance. I'm breathing and I'm reaching up to the sky and I can either look out there or I can look forward. I don't really care what you do with your feet. Just try and keep your torso and your legs extended. So try and imagine spreading out all the way through. Oh, dearie. Oh, this is a lot. Y'all get to watch me suffer today. All right? Switching back to the other side. Yes, side planks. Great, Anthony. Whatever makes you happy.
He's on one. Josh is disappointed for slicing on cookies.
Josh!
We're going to lose all our viewers because he promised cookies.
We'll have cookies tomorrow. I'll go buy a bag of Oreos and eat them in front of you people if that's what you want. I'll eat my Oreos while holding my side planks. Is that what you want from me? Will that get me more ratings? Day 21. The great Oreo saga begins. Day 30. Dylan gains 18 pounds of Oreo cream filling. The planks couldn't counteract that many Oreos. Oreos with peanut butter. Ugh, back down. Gotta work on straightening up that arm. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I really want to get better at this. Different core balance, right? And I'm lucky. I can see myself as I'm going. Mirrors are great. Phones are great. Being able to see what you look like, shape work, that's important. If somebody tells you otherwise, they're holding you back. You have the right to the information about how your body is responding to these workouts. Oh no, we don't keep mirrors in the school. Only I can judge you. Okay, boss. How am I supposed to learn then, boss? Oh, whew. Definitely feeling it in those arms. And that's why I'm glad I prepared with the regular planks. I am a weird shaped person sometimes. So, I mean, there could be variations on where your fingers point. For me, I'm just kind of going natural today. I'm going natural and I'm going for a shorter time. I'm allowing myself on the first day to explore the move and not demand perfection. Just trying is already a workout. You don't have to take it further than that to begin. Once you want to start perfecting it, then you need to research it, you need to develop it, and you need to design it to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So maybe go look at other fit pros, other science people. You know, I'm not Jeff Cavalier. I'll probably never be Jeff Cavalier. But if you want to learn the science of working out, go pay attention to Athlete X. Our roommate Dash, he's a PT. He's getting into that stuff. Chris Hemsworth released something called Center. I'm giving away names of other programs for you to try. Because I don't care. I want you to do your best. I want you to get the best information. These morning routines, you're just following along with me and having fun. Watching me suffer. And we can all just grow together through that. Now you want to learn some cool martial arts stuff? I'm your man. Because I definitely believe that you can have fun doing it, look cool doing it, and enjoy doing it, and still grow. Even if you don't want to be a full-out competitive kickboxer, even if you don't necessarily want to be an action star, but you want to feel like one, everyone's entitled to that. Even if you're not afraid of self-defense situations, hell, even if you're like one of those like, I got my gun, I don't need to use my kung fu.
Throughout your thing, Caitlin has a question. Is there a modification for the side planks?
Yes, it's down on your elbow. I showed it at the beginning. I'm sorry, I should have probably shown it more. I'll drop down and show it for the last couple of seconds. That's it. If you need to put another hand down, you can put another hand down. You can always hit me or Abra up for more questions. But if you need to just go down to your elbow, and just push yourself up. The other modification is, it's not really a modification, but hold it for as long as you can. And if you can't hold it any longer, go down, breathe, 1, 2, 3, push yourself back up, and just try and get through the round. What you'll notice is that by the end of the first week, you won't have a problem getting through 30 to 35 seconds. It just takes time for your body to get used to it. And again, always, even though I stress, I don't have like the sciencey sort of opinion on these ones or even the previous ones. Find structure that you can hold and be active with it. We're going to keep exploring the side plank over the rest of this cycle. I want to see what it helps develop in terms of my body. I can already feel like it's going to definitely pop into my triceps a bit more. But don't be afraid. And don't drive yourself crazy. If you need to drop it and come back up, that's the best progression you can do. Is just fight through to the end of the entire set. That's all I've got. Stupid planks. I know, Matt. I know. You must look like an airplane turned sideways right now. All right. I'm going to refill my coffee. It's kind of low. Brett, how's your coffee?
Still fine, so no shot.
No shot for you. Well, it's going to be a shot for me. This is my coffee, but I share it with you. No cookies though. Put that cookie down. I won't just make that joke over and over again. It's your own fault. Okay. Just checking in to see what people are up to. Yeah, Caitlin, I hope that modification kind of helps. You missed dash 2. No. Right side was a tad easier, so I can almost, sorry.
So you can always modify on the left until it is strong.
Absolutely, it's totally the way to do it. Like, I really love this idea of coloring and contrast. Like, what I mean by that is take two like things and compare them. See how they're different. Or take something to one extreme and take something to the other extreme, just so that you can really define the different principles. My point is that if your right feels really strong, but your left doesn't, explore that and figure out how to come into better balance. Your body's going to work a little bit better if it's a little bit more symmetrical in terms of its development. If you have a really strong left arm, if the left arm goes bad and your right arm's too weak, you're not going to be able to help yourself if that goes out. So you got to kind of build both. It's really important for my Savate kicks, because I have to have good kicks on both legs, and my right leg is atrocious compared to my left. All right, time to move into our Kung Fu. We're going to learn a couple of new moves today. I think we might just do 2 today, and I might preview the other 2, but I want to break these down. These are going to be fun. So again, take what you got out of the previous workouts. Use them when you want to. If you want to make them part of your own morning routine, 10 reps of each thing, 20 reps of each thing. If you want to mix and match, you're more than welcome to. I just want to stress that it's important that if you want to really maximize the potential of one of these moves, you need to work your way up to doing them about 50 times with proper form. That's how you know that your body is building up the strength and endurance necessary to actually activate the most out of these moves. Just doing them 10 times and not having perfect form, you'll at least get your heart rate up. But the mental game is where these moves really come in, and they're going to help you build up that ability to do so much more unconsciously. Like Adriana was saying like a couple weeks ago, wow, he's like bouncing around while talking. I can't even like do this move while thinking about it. And it's like, because you got to build up that total body meditative ability with the parasympathetic nervous system and being unconscious in it. So high rep Kung Fu is one way to do that, because you're training to activate your breath and your rhythm and your whole body movement and just get through it and just get through it and just get through it without getting tired, without stressing yourself. It's meditative and it's powerful. All right. Moving on. Here's our first move.
Just watch the snaps when you're able to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare everybody. Were you telling me that, or were they telling me that?
No, I was telling you that.
Oh, okay, Brett. Okay. The first move we're going to do is we're going to do the Kung Fu reverse punch from Long Fist Kung Fu. Now, again, this is kind of my version of it, but I'm fairly certain it's not too different from the way that I learned it. The Kung Fu reverse punch is going to be very similar to any of the other moves that we did in the 4 basics. What we're aiming for is a very explosive and snappy motion where the whole body moves together as a unit and is really propelled by the breath work. So there's going to be 2 basic stances in this. The first one's going to kind of be your ready stance. I have these toes pointed forward. I have these toes pointed at the 90-degree angle to those toes, so perpendicular. This is a 60-40 stance. I should be 60% of my weight in this leg, 40% of my weight in that leg. So since we've been doing a lot of the Tai Chi and everything, you should start being able to understand that body weight shift just a little bit better. I'm going to take the hand that's at the back, in this case my left hand, and I'm going to attach it to my hip. I'm going to try and keep my back as straight up as possible, and I'm going to push with my right hand out, as if I'm stopping a truck, or bullets, like I'm here. Whoa. Anyways, from this position, I'm going to grab with this hand, creating a ton of tension. I'm going to squeeze hard. I'm going to pull this hand all the way to my hip. And during that timing, it's my breathing in. I'm going to fill my body up with my breath and my energy, and then I'm going to push off of this leg twisting through, and fire this punch through my hip line forward. The knuckles are going to be pointed horizontally. And then I breathe in and I reset. So I breathe in and out on that punch. And then I breathe in. And then I'm out on that punch. Take a second because I'm sore. What you want to make sure you're also focusing on is that waist. That waist is going to be separate, but also connected to the hip. So this whole move requires you to have your waist and hips and everything pointed in this direction first, and then they turn. And what you're going to notice is that this is very similar to the bow and arrow stance. So I'm going to come on the other side. The goal is to do 20 of these on each side. We're going to do 10 today. I'm going to teach it from the other side first, just so that everybody can see it. Strong fist, open palm, grab and pull, punch. Open it up. No, wait, that's not what you do. Wait, yes it is. I don't know, punch. Grab and pull, punch. No, that's not what you do. We're resetting each time. I'm losing my mind. Grab and pull, punch. Reset. Grab and pull, punch. Reset. Grab and pull, punch. Reset. I think that's what I was doing. I'll have to check the video. Oh, that's me. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go back to the right side, do 10 reps, back to the left side, and do 10 reps. Punch, reset. Punch, reset. 2. Punch, reset. 3. Punch, reset. 4. Punch, reset. 5. Punch, reset. 6. Punch, reset. 7. Punch, reset. 8. Punch, reset. 9. Punch, reset. 10. One more for good luck. We're going to go to the other side. I only get through one move today. Well, I'm getting a workout out of it at least. A little rave movement. Hand to the hip. Hand reaches out forward. Pull, punch for 1. Reset. Pull, punch for 2. Reset. Pull, punch for 3. Reset. Pull, punch for 4. Reset. Pull, punch for 5. So notice how this hand's pushing back out. That's going to be part of that whole swing motion. Pull, punch. 6. Pull, punch. 7. Pull, punch. 8. Pull, punch. 9. Pull, punch. 10. Whew. Even if I'm not doing those 100% right, man, I am busting a sweat out of that. So if there is any confusion in this video, definitely do it the way that I was doing it for the last 20 reps. That is definitely accurate, at least to my recollection, and to what I want to be able to give everybody. It's about creating that explosive motion. If you want to, you can train to hold the posture at the end and then come back. And that might be where my brain was starting to get confuzzled a bit, because in certain forms you're punching, pulling, or punching, punching. But in this case, we want to really focus on the reverse punch, the rear punch. Boom. Long fist cross. Coming across my body, twisting my waist into this as much as possible. And focusing on pulling through one shoulder into the other. So if I squeeze through the back, if I throw that elbow back, now I'm punching with this fist more. And when you focus on that rotation, it's going to help a lot, both in your physical health and as a performing artist, because you're covering a lot of that range, but you're not hyperextending that arm. There's more things that I can break down in the future, but for now, we're going to call that it for today's Kung Fu conditioning, because man, that one feels a lot more whole body than the brush floor. All right. Whew. My breath is really activated today. I need to get better at these. You all right over there, Brett? Just go through the show. Get the show done. All right. We're almost done with the workout today. We're going to go right into our Savate Leg Holds. For me personally, that's not changing. We're giving you the tools to keep increasing the difficulty level on the Savate Leg Holds. We're going to keep the time the same. Up to you which ones you want to do. And again, if you need a little bit more help, you can always get a bar. You can always get a wall. You can always get a broomstick. You can get a rope. If you need that support, you're absolutely welcome and absolutely encouraged to take what you need to make this move your own. So here we go. Set it up. And I really do just like to start with the normal hold. I'm going to go to my right side first today. And here we are, just bouncing and hanging out together. Woo! Tight guard. A little bit of mobility. What you can see is that I can almost kind of walk a bit with this posted foot. It's not a requirement, but if you want to start practicing that, you absolutely can. Point is to just kind of keep this unconsciously floating out of the hip. All right. Stretch it out for a couple of seconds, however you need to. Just be mobile, just move around a bit, shake it out. If you want to throw some kicks, you can. Keep them low, keep them easy, build it up. Other side. All right. Whew. Feeling good about this today. Again, trying to keep my upper body upright so I don't need to crunch this all the way up just yet. I can really focus on keeping this one just coming out from the hip because I need to work on my control in this plane. If I'm just bringing it up here, that's good, but this is a different expression. All right, relax it. It's definitely gotten easier for me over the last couple of weeks. We're going to go into our chassé holds if you'd like. Chassé frontal or front pushing kick. And again, my goal is to show the bottom of my foot to my opponent. I'm trying to bring my knee to my chest as tight as I can so that I can extend through the hip afterwards. And there's going to be a kung fu move like this that I'll be teaching tomorrow. It comes from an older version of kung fu, not super duper old, but a really cool one that will actually use the same technique but in motion. So literally when your training is to hop on one foot, you know it's I'm clearly a charlatan, right? You're the ones that are watching. What does that make you? I appreciate you all, seriously. There's a lot of motivation coming from everybody to have to do this most days. Yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do my morning routine till like 2 in the afternoon. And that was a problem, because I personally spent the majority of the morning a little depressed. And if I had just gotten my butt up and done my moves, I probably would have felt better. And how do I know that? Because after I went up and I did my morning routine, which I did on the roof, I felt better. Bad teacher. Live by what you preach. Fouette holds. And again, these are if you want to do them. They are not required. Oh hey, I unconsciously went into my short guard. I guess I'm making progress. I didn't immediately go like, wow. It's forcing me to keep my upper body a little bit more upright. You can always fire a couple punches if you want to train it. Relaxing that down, almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Get in there, we're getting there. Whew. We are surviving and thriving. All right. That one went into the long guard, but that was because I stylistically turned into it. I was like, ta! Dragon whips its tail. That's Bruce Lee doing a Rivera lateral. You never would have told you that all of his kicks were from Savate, but you know what I know. Almost there. Almost there. And we're done. Everybody's favorite sound. Thank you very much. That's my Savate salute. All right. Gonna wind down now. Go into our stretch set. I'll probably move the set a little bit closer to the camera so you all can see my big dumb face. Oh, trust me, Anthony, that wasn't anything. I am somewhat proud of my hook kicks. They are better than I expected them to be, but they can always be even better. All right. Phone's over there. How am I going to reach it? Okay. Brett is not amused. All right. 30 seconds by 15. While you all think about your answers to the community question of the day, I'm going to give mine. So what is a positive word that I would like to use to positively describe myself? Well, we said that you have to pick one, but clearly you don't have to pick one. And so, yeah, I'm having trouble with this. I think I would love to say that I'm confident, but I'm not. But that's something that I would love to be able to say about myself. And when you say something like, I'm confident, it's a weird quality because it's not really something you can measure on a physical level. But for me, it would be, yeah, I feel good about myself. You know, I feel pretty sure about the things that I want to do. I feel like I'm going to make the right choices. And I feel that I might screw up, and that's okay. And I think one of the things I've learned from a lot of like the life coaching community and the motivational videos and everything like that is that confidence isn't about being arrogant. It isn't about being brash. And it's not about being perfect. It's knowing that if you fail, you're going to just get up and do it again until you either get it right or you move on. And you don't judge yourself. I know that's a quality that I need to work on. But Dylan, you're like hosting this morning routine show and you're working out in front of us and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I'm also screwing up my long fist punches that I did thousands of reps of as a kid when I was 17. But see, the difference between me and that martial arts charlatan that I could talk about is if I screw it up, I'm going to tell you I screwed it up because I am going to get it right at some point.
That's like has a 10 o'clock work call, so he's got to drop out.
Matt, you tell work that they can stuff it. You belong to us, darn it. Stick with the cult.
And now he's going to bake some cookies.
I'm jealous. I got that super cookie from 7-Eleven a while ago. I'm sure many of you saw the Instagram post. It's like a regular sized cookie for Matt. Matt, you better bake a plate of super cookies. But yeah, like I was saying, confidence is, at least to me, knowing that you're going to try your best and knowing that if your best doesn't succeed, it's not going to wipe you out. You're not a failure. I'd love to go through life feeling like I'm not a failure. That's hard. I felt like a failure a lot in my life. I failed a lot of things a lot in my life. Screwed up a lot of things. And yet, here I am still going. And now I'm trying to pass on pearls of wisdom as if I have any. Mostly I'm just jibber jabbering. But I've been really lucky. I've seen people that I've interacted with go on to do cool things. And that's all I want to put into the world. So that just kind of helps me think that if I keep building up, maybe I can keep doing that. Yeah, I didn't think that was the answer I was going to give. I would like to say that I'm confident. I don't know if I am yet. I'm unsure of whether or not I'm confident. That I have confidence in myself. Confidence. I'm sure there's a way to break down that word. Self-esteem. However you want to describe it. Having positive thoughts about oneself. All right. It's just a bit before 10 o'clock. I'll move the microphone over here just so I can talk more directly into it. Matt, you're a champion. Anthony, thanks for the thing about the hook kick. Guess the coffee hadn't taken effect when I did those reverse punches. All right, so it's time. I want to see those community answers. What is a word you would like to use to describe yourself positively? Start typing them, or I'll just keep talking. And we all know that if I keep talking, his head's gonna, and we don't want that. Because then there's nobody left to stop the camera. And then I'm gonna keep going until the end of time. Which could be sooner than we think, but let's not think that way. Lisa Marie Mejia. Being confident is not be confident in not being confident. We all have to start somewhere, and your motivation helps others. Appreciate that. No, it's well written. I get it. Wendy says resilient. Wendy, what are you resilient to? Keep sharing. And thank you, Lisa, for jumping in. It's good to hear from you. I gotta go back to Austin at some point. Determined. Josh, I dig it. You are determined. Determined to what? Lisa, reflexive. Reflexive? Reflexive? What dost thou mean by reflexive? I'd like to know what that means. Penelope put out 3 because Penelope's an overachiever. No, I'm just teasing. Genuine, hardworking, passionate. I think genuine's definitely the top one there. Because you can be genuinely hardworking and you can be genuinely passionate. But you can absolutely be the opposite of both of those things. You can totally be fake hardworking and fake passionate. I guess you could be fake genuine too. That's a mind bender. Becca, damn it, that was mine. What, that you're a gentleman?
No, for Wendy.
Most would say that I am a gentleman. Yeah, but Anthony, come on. What does that mean, man? Let's not gender it, dude. Come on. Oh, hey, Adrano. Studious. I am a plain nerd at that. I like to study everything and learn how and why things work. Okay, that's good. I'd almost say that not just studious, but curious. That's a good one, too. Unless it killed the cat. We might get a cat. Brett's very angry when I say that. Joshua Lucas, determined to be better, so you're focusing on self-actualization. Self-actualization. Good. Now do better. Let's say you're almost growth-oriented would be a great way to put it then. Caitlin, a word I would use to describe myself positively is determined and empathetic. For the most part, I treat others with empathy and view situations in our world with empathetic views. yeah, you're able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and kind of see where they're coming from. That's really important. Empathy is a big term nowadays that I think people are putting out there a little bit egregiously. But I don't think that that's going to be an issue with you. Empathy has become one of those catch-all terms for good guy, bad guy. When in reality, true empathy is also looking at the bad guy and being like, well, what's making them tick? You know, they might not have empathy, but I got to have empathy for them because something in them must be broken. It's a double-edged sword, you know. If you want to be that good, empathetic person, you actually have to treat everybody that way. I think some people miss that point. Not you, though. Not saying you. Or am I? Let's see here. By resilient, I mean even if I experience setbacks, failures, injuries, etc., I keep moving forward towards my goals. Absolutely. You got to be a rock. That's why you're a rock star. That's all I got. Thinking about the situations I've overcome and focus on what I still need to work. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very observant, Lisa. That's definitely about, checking in on yourself and knowing kind of where you were and where you're going to go. It's very introspective. I dig that. That's cool. Anthony, having strong moral values, faith-cased, I think you mean based, faith-based, and seeking to help others as much as I can. All right. That's good. You know, you've got strong faith and you want to be helpful. You're charitable, is the way to put it, I would say. And I'm just using my stupid English major brain to edit words like I would with a script. It doesn't mean that what I'm saying is I'm Dalai Lama man giving you the magic word or mantra. I'm just saying no, I'm just having a conversation. This is my interpretation of it. It's cool to have this conversation with you guys. Just because I rock doesn't mean I'm made of stone. Girl, you made of adamantium. I'll use women's that are super strong like Abra's is made like the adamantiums. Becca, sincere. I want everything I do to be 100% honest and representative of me and to put all myself in what I do. I love that. And having known you for quite a few months, I definitely see your sincerity in everything that you do. And it's always very important for us to, if we want to be that type of person, to check ourselves on it. Especially when we're around other professionals that we want to impress. In the kind of industry where people like you and me, we have to audition, we have to show up and be a certain way. I know sometimes I talk smack or negatively about other people that are in kind of the similar career as us, but I do sincerely wish everybody the best. I just also get frustrated with both myself and everybody on the outside sometimes. So then the tricky part is that if I meet one of those people that I might have smack talked, how do I behave in alignment with that smack talk and also be a professional? And I think sometimes when you take something like sincerity and you reverse process it that way, you got to be like, well, maybe I need to stop smack talking. Again, that's not a criticism for you. That's just my own reflection on it. Because when you all are sharing these qualities that you're talking about, of course, I'm going to looking glass vision at Communications 101 and be like, well, that's what they value. How do I communicate that? Because everything's about me, right? No, everything's about all of us. You're reading these, you're making them about yourself. And if you see these qualities in these other people and you actually believe that they have them, this is how you start really building up these friendships, is that you look at this person for who they are and how they operate, and you get excited about the quality that they have and you compliment them for it. And then when you feel like you're missing out on that quality, you reach out emotionally, mentally, spiritually to them as an idea, and you gain power from that. So for instance, Brett is the hardest working human being I know. He'll just do the work. So if I'm ever complaining about doing the work, I just think of my buddy Brett and I'm like, I'm going to do the work. Or Abra is one of the most justice-oriented people I know. She's always going to be trying to think about what's best for the person in the weaker position or the person that needs the most help. And if I'm feeling uncharitable, or if I'm feeling like, I earned this more than you did, blah, blah. If I'm starting to feel that kind of like entitlement, I try and think about her and her sense of justice. We can't contain all these qualities all at once. We're not perfect people, no matter how much we meditate. So it's nice to have everybody to kind of share those feelings with. I can think about Wendy for resilience. I can think about Becca for sincerity. I can think about Penelope for being genuine. I can think about Josh for being determined. I can think about Anthony for being charitable. I can think about Lisa for being reflexive. I can think about, I'm trying to do this right off the top of my head. I know I missed some. Caitlin for being empathetic. Can't remember everybody. I'm trying. Adriano for being curious. Yeah, wow. These are good words. This is really awesome. Kind of glad I asked this one. I thought this would be a really simple and boring and basic one, but it actually ended up being really cool. So we're going to start wrapping it up. We need to be done by 10:10 so that Brett can go back to doing Brett things and stop doing my things. Perfectly imperfect. I agree, Penelope. That's a great statement. Well, this is the part where I leave you all with my kind words of please, dear God, help us build this thing up. We've been very fortunate. Adriano, Matt Neslanik, JB, and somebody else that I can't remember off the top of my head. We've had a few friends review the page on Facebook. If you haven't done that yet, please add that to your to-do list today. Just write a couple of sentences about what you enjoy about doing with us, whether you've trained with us in person or just online. If you like our fight scenes, Adriano said that Abra and I are funny AF, which was awesome. We both got a huge giggle out of that. That's a big help for us because it shows that this community is also committed to letting other people know about it and that we are giving you guys enough quality that you're willing to say something about it. And that's what we want to, like, we only want to be spoken for because of the quality that we're providing. That's important to us. We do have our YouTube channel up. All the videos are currently up. This one will be up soon as well. We're working on still cleaning up some of the audios. It's getting better and better with almost every video. Everything is getting uploaded in HD because Brett is making sure that we don't screw up the transfers as much anymore. And really, we're excited because as we keep going for this, we're not just finding ways of making it feel better, but we're finding ways of making it feel more consistent and more efficient and hopefully shorter, like we'll be wrapping this one up in just a minute. So definitely go on the YouTube, like as many of the videos as you have time for. You don't have to watch them all the way through. It'd be really great if you started playing with some of them. I want to start throwing a lot more content up there, and I have a personal goal for the business to get that YouTube channel up to 100 subscribers by the end of the week. So we just need about 49 more, and that'll be a huge benchmark for us. So invite your friends, whether they're fitness pros, fitness people, athletes, nerds, geeks, people that don't get off their couch very much, especially right now. My biggest dream is to help get people moving. That's why I went to Otakon and I did a fight choreography workshop. I wanted to show all the people that were spending most of their time every weekend sitting down and not physically socializing. I wanted to show them that they could get up and play with each other and that would be okay. And it was awesome. We did that 2 years in a row, and then we did it at about 20 other conventions. And hopefully when all of this blows over, we'll go back to doing that again. Lastly, we really do want to start putting more content on the Instagram, but we really want to be putting more content involving you guys. If you feel comfortable sharing yourself, your journey, your workouts, your training, whatever, as long as it has a little bit of physicality to it and it involves doing something that can at least be spun to being Saga related, and I have your permission, I'd love to share it on our page and just show the world as best as we can, even though we only have like 673 followers. But the point is that I want to show the world our collection of action artists. If you are playing along with us, you are becoming an action artist. If you are already an action artist and you are playing along with us, you are helping us build up what that term means and what we can do with it. You rock, and I really appreciate you being a part of the Saga community. And that's it. We're really going to just start wrapping things up. I believe we have our skill development session at 7 p.m. tonight.
Tomorrow we'll be back for the morning routine, and we'll be adding some new moves into these new sets. And finally, Abra will also have her workout tomorrow afternoon. So you got a pretty full week of fun stuff to do. And Brett has a point to bring up.
Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Eastern.
Did I say that wrong?
You just said tomorrow afternoon.
1 p.m. Eastern. Our skill development is at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. We're going to play with some new weapons configurations and have a blast. All right, and that's where I leave you. So thank you all for a wonderful episode. Thank you for contributing your thoughts and your feelings and everything like that. That one word of positivity brought a lot of light in my life this morning, and I definitely needed it. I look forward to seeing you all tonight and definitely tomorrow. Take care, and until then, keep on rocking.